And now to give you a rounded perspective on this, I'm joined by Mr. Alok Bansal, the Director of India Foundation. Good afternoon, Mr. Bansal. Now, this latest development comes as a big diplomatic victory in a row for India. While India has time and again maintained its stand on zero tolerance against terrorism, designating TRF as an FTO comes at a very crucial time by the United States. How do you see this overall development, especially after India's continuous efforts, including the global outreach program?
India has made enormous efforts to apprise the world that this terrorist organization was involved in the heinous attack that happened in Pahalgam. And I think US acknowledgement of this fact that the TRF is a terrorist organization and more significantly an offshoot of LET is very, very important. It's a very good step, very relevant step, albeit a little late. It has taken US close to 2 months, more than 2 months, close to 3 months to designate this outfit. But it's a welcome step, and it shows the importance of Indian diplomacy, the importance and significance of sending so many delegations across the globe to apprise the world about what happened in Pahalgam. And I think the fruits of that effort are now quite visible to the world at large and to Indians by this fact that the United States has designated the TRF as a terrorist organization.
And now we know the fact that designating such groups as FTOs makes financing, aiding and advising a crime under the US law. Tell us more about how this will further help in containing the growth of such terror outfits and help in minimizing terrorism. Mr. Bansal.
Especially in TRF's case, it was an outfit which was quite visible on the social media. They were using effectively social media to propagate their ideology. Now with this US ban, I think funding, supporting them would become extremely difficult. And you would find that outfits like this, which emerge out of the parent Lashkar-e-Taiba, would wither away very fast because this outfit has thrived on propagating its ideology on social media. Now with the US ban, you will find that it will become very, very difficult for them to sustain that sort of presence on social media because now after US designation, even social media platforms would have problem in carrying their posts or maintaining their pages, etc. on social media. So I think you will find that this outfit will slowly and certainly wither away. Also, international community, the third countries would have difficulty allowing them to function or people. So you would have a major impact because US, all said and done, is a major world power, both politically, but more significantly economically. And financial transactions globally are to a very great extent controlled by the US.
And further, this development also showcases a very strong relationship between India and the US. Right from the extradition of Tahaffur Rana to India to President Donald Trump time and again condemning the terror attack on Pahalgam. How do you look at the deepening diplomatic relationship between India and the USA? And secondly, what sort of a message it sends to such terror outfits across the world? Mr. Bansal.
See, firstly, I always believe that India and US are natural allies because we share common values of democracy and pluralism. So India and US are bound to come together. And US realizes what terrorism is because they have also been afflicted by terrorism. And that's why we see on the terror front, India and US have been collaborating and they've been coming. And this designation of TRF as terror outfit also sends a message to all terrorist outfits that as far as terrorism is concerned, the United States is totally, completely with India. And I think this would dissuade many of these terror outfits from operating in India or recruiting people from India's neighborhood or Indian territories.
While India has time and again, said that Operation Sindoor is not over yet, will this also solidify India's voice against terrorism because that has been on the agenda through the global outreach program as well? And also India has been consistently saying that India's voice against terrorism will rise only, isn't it?
There is no doubt India has made it very clear that any terrorist attack would be met with an adequate response. And that's why India has said that the Operation Sindoor, which started after Pahalgam, has not yet completed. And this is actually a signaling to all terror outfits that India would pursue them wherever they may be. And the US designation also shows that India's efforts will fructify, and most countries of the world would agree with what is India's assessment and abide by India's assessment and designate those outfits as terrorists. And as a result, many of these outfits would now be reluctant to take up issues against India and would may like to refrain from indulging in acts of terror in Indian territory.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Bansal, for joining us and bringing us a rounded perspective on the latest development.